Good. How about you, Hugh?
Doing good.
Hugh Moore, thank you for joining us tonight. And Seth, how you doing?
I'm good. I'm hanging in there like a hair in a biscuit, Jan.
Yeah, I know Hugh's in good spirits. I talked to him earlier tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Well, hope that Richie Brown is going to join us. He needs to change, I guess, the firewall settings, and or change the browser or something.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like to me.
Yeah. But anyway, so what you got picked out for the people tonight?
Oh, we got several good sets, and I didn't realize till earlier, or just a little while ago, that this is a Sunday morning show, so it's all gospel music, which is totally fine by me. I love gospel music.
Yep.
The first set is Don Reno, Red Smiley, Bill Harrell. Then the Stone Mountain Boys, they play two songs right before Jim and Jesse come on. And then Bill Monroe and the Bluegrass Boys.
Yeah.
Now, I heard a little bit of Bill Monroe and the Bluegrass Boys with Kenny Baker playing Pass Me Not. Sounded pretty good.
Oh, yeah. He played that one
I'm
great.
Stop this cam for just a second because I'm gonna change networks.
All righty. Well, while you and Richard are getting situated, why don't we play a few songs?
Yes, sir. What are we listening to tonight?
The very first one's going to be Reno and Smiley with Bill Harrell. And it's got Jerry McCurry on the bass.
Linda.
Buck Ryan on the fiddle. And, of course, Don Reno, Red Smiley, and Bill Harrell.
Yeah.
So we'll hear about 7 songs from them. We'll stop it about halfway through once we get Richard and Hugh back on.
Yes, sir.
I'm back. I was hearing a little bit of the coming and going of the signal. I didn't know if it was coming from you or for me. I was just going to try to change the network. So if I disappear, Jan, that means I'm in the backstage or something.
Okay, well, let me switch my camera around and we'll go to some music here, fellas.
Sunday morning
gospel.
Woohoo!
And this
is Bill Grant's festival. No, I'm wrong. This is Bill Monroe's festival in McKinney, Texas.
Yeah.
1971.
99.
Okay, let me switch our microphone over and we'll get rolling.
Sounds good.
Right now, we're going to bring out one of the best groups that ever stepped up on the bluegrass stage. Don Reno, Red Smiley, Bill Harrell, and the Tennessee Cut Up. They've got some fine songs for us. I'm using my Bible for a roadmap, 10 commandments that tell me what to do. The 12 disciples are my road signs, and Jesus will get me safely through. There be no deep turning down, no rough road along the way. I'm using my Bible for a roadmap. I stop this heaven some sweet day. I'm using my Bible for a roadmap. the children of his rule used it too. They crossed the Red Sea of destruction, for God was there to see them through. There'll be no beakers in heaven, no reproach along the way. I'm using my Bible for a roadmap. My stop is heaven, some sweet day. Thank you very much. Nice to see all you folks together down here for the hymn show, and I know you've been enjoying the wonderful hymn singing that's been going on out here. I know we have. We'll try to take care of a few of the requests that folks asked us for, and all the fellows are on hand feeling great this morning. Jerry McCurry on bass, Buck Ryan on fiddle, Bill Harold and Red Smiley, my buddy and partners on the guitar, and yours truly, Don Reno on the five string. Here's a hymn that we've had a lot of requests for. I read one of our older recordings called In the Garden. I come to the garden alone, while the deer is still on the roses, and the voice I hear falling on my ear, the sun of God discloses, and he walks with me, and he talks with me, and he tells me I am his own, and the joy we share as we tarry there, none of this has ever He speaks and the sound of his voice is so sweet, the birds sing their singing, and the melody that he gave to me within my heart is ringing. When he walks with me, and he talks with me, and he tells me I am his own, and the joy we share as we tarry there, none of there has ever known. Thank you so much. It's certainly our pleasure to be here this Sunday morning to sing some gospel songs for you. And as Don says, we're trying to answer a few of the requests that the folks have asked for. And if we don't get to yours, don't feel too hard at us, because we won't have that much time. We'd love to stand here and sing the gospel songs all day, because we record about half and half. We recorded as many gospel numbers as we have the other type throughout the last few years. Bill Harold is going to lead the quartet in our next song, and this is one of these old-time pretty songs, I think. Here's Bill to lead the quartet in Angel Band. My lady It's sinking fast. Our race is nearly won. My strongest trials now are past. My triumph has begun. Oh, come, angel friends, come and around me, and bear me away on your snowy way to my immortal home. Bear me away on your snowy way to my immortal home. I've almost gained my heavenly home. My spirit loudly sings the Holy One. To them he comes. I hear the voice of wings. Oh, come, angel friend, come and around me stand. Bear me away on your snowy way to my immortal home. Bear me away on your snowy way to my immortal home. Thank you very much. Pleasant good Sunday morning to you. We'd like to call on Red and Don once again to do a number we did last night that the folks seem to really enjoy, and we hope you'll enjoy it this Sunday morning. He will set your fields on fire. Let's go, Larry, that seems to go out that rain. Please come evening and you load up and stare at me all your legs. You don't seem to eat and clean up green. You're trying to tell it time. This is my friend, still I think you will set your field on fire. Now if you don't come and in me time, let your field on fire. Yeah, Jesus, I didn't that summer song. If you desire, let everything that we find, rejoice with him, sing merry. He says it's well on fire. You have heard his voice, rejoice that blessed is grace. You have much with sin and you not with him, but still you hide your face. Bless the Lord, that is all true word, but still you bury it time. See the downward path, you'll not his wrath. I set your field on fire. If you don't come in me time, let your field on fire. You have heard Jesus, oh, and he said, if you desire, and rejoice with him, when he sets this world on fire. Thank you. Thank you very much. We'd like to call on Red Smiley at this time and do a special number, especially for all of Red's family, who a lot of them live here in Texas. I might add that in case they get away from us before we leave, I hope they don't, we were sure treated wonderful. And we won't forget that at all. I even learned how to cook. You know that? I learned how to cook from Rachel. And I'll put it on them this morning, too, I want you to know. Now I've already talked so much, I forgot what we was going to do next. Oh, going to do this especially for Red's family. Red sings this solo, and I might add, I don't think anyone in the country sings this number any better than Red Smiley, the Family Bible. There's a family Bible on the table. It's pages only hard to read, but the family Bible on the table will always be my key to memory. At the end of days when work was over, and when our evening meal was done, Dad would read to us from the family Bible, and we'd count our minute lessons one by one. I can see us sitting round the table when from the family Bible Dad would read. I can hear my mother softly singing, Rock of Ages, Rock of Ages, help for me. This old world of ours is full of trouble. This old world would also better be if we found your Bible on the table and Mother singing Rock of Ages help for me. I can see us sitting round the table when from the family Bible Dad would read. I can hear my mother softly singing, Rock of Ages, Rock of Ages, help for me. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We're still trying to connect.
Those boys make some fantastic religious bluegrass music. Oh, they do good. Thank you. I know they'll appreciate that. That's real good. Right now, we want to bring out a group from down Garland.
Yeah, I was just saying we're trying to get Richard Richie Brown, the great mandolin player, on here as well. There is some technical issues.
Well, of course there are. There always are.
I think he's calling me right now, Jan. Let me put my microphone, and y'all have a little discussion about the music.
Yeah, Jan, it was funny when we were. This is 1971, right, in McKinney, Texas, and so I was trying to think if Smiley was still alive, and he was because he died in 72. He died in January of 70. He died. I don't know. I guess assume this was in the summer or something, maybe in the fall.
August, I believe.
And so Don Reno was playing with Bill Harrell, and a lot of the years 40. Anyway, so he was playing with Bill Harrell, and Smiley made that guest appearance, and I was kind of wondering if he would because he was still alive, but he had retired. I mean, apparently he retired like 10 years earlier, but he's still. Sometimes
he was not
kind of unique.
Yeah, Red Smiley was not. He was in poor health early. Man, he was really young when he died, in early 40s.
Yeah, and here Reno's banjo playing. It's interesting because he was in his mid 40s here. He was born because I looked it up. He was born in 28 or something. But this is anyway interesting. That Red Smiley made that appearance on Sunday morning. I guess he was probably there for the whole festival. I guess he was, but he wasn't playing the whole time. He just came up and played.
Yeah. Well, I think Bill Buck Ryan played great.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah. Well, the main reason I'm wearing a mask today is not I'm here by myself, but I'm still waiting for my bridge that my dog ate my parcel bridge. So.
Oh, that's right.
So that's really why I'm wearing a mask, in case somebody was wondering.
Yeah, well, I understand.
No, but these old gospel songs they're doing in this set, that last one, I believe Willie Nelson wrote that too. The Family Bible.
Rock, yeah. Is that what it's called? Yeah.
Yeah, it's a beautiful.
Very cool.
The Shenandoah Cut-Ups, that was a band that was very much associated with Smiley. They recorded that on one of their albums.
And then I always associate In the Garden, which they did also, but as Reno and Smiley, but I know it's in the Presbyterian hymnal and a lot of others. So
it's in the.
Sure, we're on the internet. Somebody can tell us who wrote it, but it's that one's definitely not. They didn't write it, as far as I know, unless it made it in the Methodist hymnal.
Well, I don't know.
But it's anyway. It's
you can look it up.
Yeah,
I'll look it up here.
But anyway, so Reno was born in 26, and this was 71, so 26 would be mid 40s. And Smiley, I know, died in 72.
Yeah.
And anyway, Bill Harrell and Reno played after Smiley retired, I think, in the 60s. So he retired a long time. And then here he is in 71, still making a guest appearance. Now, he sounded good there to me. He didn't sound sick, but I don't know what he died of either. Smiley.
Mm-hmm. Well, here it says that In the Garden is a gospel song written by American songwriter C. Austin Miles,
Huh.
you know, who lived between 1868 and 1946.
Yeah. So anyway, and
But the first song they did, I'm using my Bible for a roadmap. That's a
yeah.
classic. It's you hear that at jam sessions all the time. So
Oh yeah.
it's the tune of the people,
Yeah, everybody plays that one, but I think of it as I think of that as, I guess Reno and Smiley is who you.
Yeah, absolutely. Dum 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 with the Red's D runs.
Yeah.
So what?
What are we doing, Seth?
Well, we can always hope. I think Seth is actually assisting Richard
Yeah.
to how to get on or connected. It's a little bit complicated, and
Well, anyway, it's good to hear Don Reno playing in good form. And
did you ever meet Don?
say what?
Did you ever meet Don Reno?
You know what? I don't remember meeting him. I know I played with Ruby Huffman in Amelia, Virginia, and he died in 84.
85. 85.
Huh?
I think it was 85, but
okay. But I was trying to figure out. Well, maybe I thought it was in Amelia, but I might be wrong. My memory about that 84. That was pretty early, but I definitely saw Don Reno. And I think what year? All right. What year did Bill Harrell die?
Bill lived, probably passed away in the last 10 years, I would say.
Yeah. So they were playing in the 80s. And
I think Reno and Harrell, they played one of the early to mid 70s.
50s and 60s. And then Benny Martin and Don Reno toured a lot. And for a long time, for like during this zone that we're talking about, Benny Martin and Don Reno from 66 to 77. And as far as I know, that never would have been at the same. I don't know how that overlapped with Reno and Harrell.
Yeah.
But
I'm going to.
I tell you what, I guess has kind of messed everybody up is us older guys having all these records. I had Reno and Harrell, and of course Reno and Smiley, and then you always looked at liner notes. And now I know you can do anything you need to do on the internet, but you kind of lose your reference points. And I used to have a Don Reno and Benny Martin cassette tape.
Yes.
I don't know. I'm sure it was on a record too.
CMA, I believe they were.
CMH, yeah.
CMH, that's right.
Probably so. So, Seth, push the play button or we're going to lose our following here.
Yeah. The festival at Amelia, Virginia, that was a good one,
Yeah, I know I can. That's why anything you say off the top of your head on Facebook Live can quickly be fact checked. And I think I saw him in Amelia, Virginia. So if I'm wrong, I'm going to check it, fact check it.
Believe it or not, it's still a good festival. We had many good
festivals. And I just can't figure the years out. If Don Reno died in 84, he was born in Buffalo, South Carolina. And anyway, I don't know how to find the Amelia thing, but that's where my memory tells me I saw him.
Yeah. I never got to see any of those guys. I did see Bill Harrell's band the first time in '81 at one of the festivals, probably like either Stewart, Virginia, or Rocky Mountain, or the lake there. What is it?
You know, I'm thinking Amelia, maybe it was Stewart because I've been there too.
Yeah.
But 84 makes me confused about which it was, but
Yeah. I know I saw you play, even though I didn't know who you were, but in 81, I saw you with the Brothers in Bluegrass play at Stewart, Virginia. And I even taped it. I even have it on the
I know
tape.
you played me or gave me a recording.
It's morning already.
Uh-huh.
Mm,
Charlie Moore song. That's
Yeah.
Charlie Moore, Avery County, North Carolina resident. I think it is. There
Yeah,
again. We're talking on the internet, and we better be right because we might have a fact. You can get checked easily when you're talking off.
Check with Travers Chandler. He knows everything about Charlie Monroe. For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you heard him? Have you heard Travers Chandler?
Yeah, I think. Is he on here now?
I don't know, but he should. I mean, Travers has a real good approach to bluegrass. It's the blood curdling thing style, you know.
Well, Travers, if you're out there, I'll have to check it out.
He is absolutely good. You know.
So this
Busby,
festival in McKinney, I think, was a Bill Monroe. It was his. I mean,
yeah,
I don't know what his connection was, but they used him as the host man for this one.
Right. Yeah.
Eon.
Yeah. Yes.
Well, I'm trying to get Richard connected. Can you resend him the link on his Facebook Messenger?
I just did, actually.
You just did? Okay.
Got it on Messenger.
Well. But I remember playing at the Amelia with you and Roby Hoffman, probably twice at least. You.
And where?
Amelia.
Amelia, yeah.
Yeah.
Just think about this summer and this fall that there are no festivals, and what a disaster that is in so many ways for so many musicians.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's.
And all the,
I mean, the idea like this weekend. What's today? Friday. A lot of old time people would be in Mount Airy, Virginia, at the Fiddlers Convention, and what else would be right around here? We're 1st of June. Well, it's just, yeah.
I can't say, but you know, like we just had Memorial Day. That normally Bass Mountain is, or Little John's is on.
John's and Union Grove would have Fiddler's Grove. It used to be Memorial Day weekend. I think it would be.
Yeah.
And yeah.
So, yeah.
But so we have to all sit back and listen to music, listen to stuff like this.
I think it's great to bring this music out to the people. You know, it's important
to listen to music and kind of Well, this is kind of like a time capsule because I was thinking, oh, is Red Smiley, is this one of those times when he's going to pop up? And here it is, whatever month, we don't know, I guess, but maybe 6 months or a year, within a year of when he died. And he pops in and makes a guest appearance with Reno and Harold on Sunday morning. That's was Jerry McCurry playing bass.
Yeah, that's quite.
And I can't remember who.
That really captured a historic event in a way.
Yeah,
I think. and the sound quality too is just so good. I mean, probably over the internet is not going to be all that great, but I mean, if you listen to the tapes, in the room, it's just awesome.
Probably through the board, and I'm sure it's through the board.
Yeah, there must be some soundboard tapes of our old band when we played with.
And you get other than a few live albums, from this time, maybe Flat and Scruggs at Carnegie Hall. What was that, 69? This is 71. But yeah, only listening to these old tapes, you get the chatter and kind of who's kind of saying, well, yeah, it's just real interesting to hear.
And a lot of times they refer to current events at the time, and that's interesting.
Right, and other things that are going on.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm glad Seth got a hold of these tapes. It's really a tremendous.
Well, Jan, how many subscribers do you have to your YouTube channel? Which you're putting up some
5,200, I believe.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
There's a lot of you've been putting up a lot of good stuff lately.
Well, I just think it's important to salvage this stuff. I mean, a lot of recordings like these, live recordings are going to end up in landfill.
Right.
Already has. I mean, Barney Rogers told me this story about WRAL. No, WPTF.
Oh, you can imagine what they had.
They had, yeah, you can imagine. And then the new station manager came and just basically said, just get rid of all this old junk. And this is a radio station that has been host to so many great bluegrass and country stars over the years. Flat and Scruggs played there during '53, and Charlie and Billman Rover were there in 38, 37. And
I've heard the story about how they broke up, and I know you found the house. Wait.
Yeah.
Was it where Charlie? Anyway, maybe where Bill.
Tom Adler found a 1937 Raleigh city directory, like a phone book.
Right.
And there I found the address.
I wonder if the people that live there, they're probably like, who are these people out front here? One of them's got a map.
I was
doing in our yard, and they probably called 911. We have somebody spotting us and taking pictures in our front yard. What's going on here? Well, ma'am, you live in the home of Bill Monroe. Do you think they might be fans of Bill Monroe?
Yeah. I mean, out of that reason, I kind of kept it sort of low profile, but somebody saw an opportunity there to.
If I owned that house, I said, "Whoa, honey, we own Bill Monroe's house." I'd set up a tours every Tuesday, $5. Come here and get free lemonade, and take them in to see. This is where Bill was when he was a kid, or whatever age. Oh no, he was playing at WPTF. Anyway, somebody told me
you can make up a whole.
Yeah, you can make it up. Yeah. I'm honestly, I wish somebody would tell me if this is true. I remember somebody telling me above where Daryl's used to be, on the Players Retreat and all that, on the front of that street in Hillsborough, somebody said Flat and Scruggs or Flat or Scruggs or Benny Martin or somebody lived right there.
Well, it was like a boarding house. Flat and Scruggs actually lived. I can show you the house. It's over there. It's called West End. It's between Cary and the area around would be it connects Western Boulevard and
Avon Ferry.
No,
Okay.
no. Uh,
But anyway,
Hill,
you're saying there was a house.
Hillsborough Street and Western Boulevard.
And who lives there?
There is a house. There is a blue house there behind Party Beverage on Western Boulevard. You know, you probably know where Party Beverage is.
I did. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the house behind there. The house behind there was apparently owned and operated by WPTF.
Oh, okay. So somebody, one of the.
So their musicians would live there. So Barney's older neighbor remembered when he was a kid, he would see Lester and Earl kind of out in the neighborhood, you know, at the, whatever the.
Cool. I believe Art Menius, and I'd like to get his version of this story again.
Yeah.
And he said that Bill and Charlie, if I'm recalling what he said like 20 years ago correctly, that Bill and Charlie were in Raleigh and they got in a fight or argument over something. And I think they lived in a trailer, but it was a movable. It wasn't a mobile home. It was a travel trailer. And that one of them went and pulled up the trailer and took it away. And the other one came back and found that the house was gone. And that's when they broke up. But now,
well, that's.
I put an disclaimer on that. That is not coming from me. And if it's wrong, it's my memory. I'm not trying to make some story up, and it probably doesn't match up with the written history of Bill and Charlie.
Art is a very astute historian.
And he would know, but it's been a long time since I heard him say that.
You know. But it's funny. So you know, Monroe lived on Bill lived on Fillmore Street, and then
that's the one you went to.
Yeah, and
where
then
did Seth go? But Seth coming to Raleigh or something?
Well, let me kind of finish my thought here.
Sorry.
No, that's all right. And Charlie lived at the block where now the Raleigh Memorial Auditorium is, where they hand out the IBMA awards. Charlie lived on that block.
How about that?
Yeah, that's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say?
I was saying, Seth, where are you? Push the play button.
Yeah, that's all you need to do is to push the play button. You must be in the very. Okay.
Jan and Hugh, are you there?
Oh yes, we've been digressing here like crazy. But
well, I've got Richard Brown here on the phone.
hello, Richard.
Hey, how you doing? Let me turn on the light here. It's getting dark.
We've had some trouble with his browser and the StreamYard link, so we figured we'd just do this over the phone.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, here we are.
I'm so glad you could make it on here. It's good to hear from you.
I just lost him on the phone. Let's see.
Well, why don't we? I think we're. Let's see. Yeah. Yeah, mission control.
Hello, this is the Brown. Go type.
Yeah, it went to voicemail. So
I
hopefully
think we're gonna play a little music at this point.
yeah. I hope he'll call me back, and then when he does, we'll get him on the show.
Yeah. The play button is hard to find, Seth, isn't it? This is a live broadcast. in an attempt.
We're doing this with two.
I think we've got Richard connected again, Jan.
Yeah. Well, Richard, are you there?
I could actually see you.
Well, good to
No,
see
before
you, my
I
friend.
could see you.
Yeah. Well,
You know what's happening? I'm on the landline too.
yeah. Somebody's got double
Should I hang up?
playback line.
You may want to mute your what you're hearing from the computer for a minute there, Richard. I think we're getting the echo when we're talking to you.
Okay. Let me just do this. Yes. There we go.
Okay, I think we got him good and clear.
Except I can't hear you guys now.
Can you hear me, Richard?
Oh yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, good deal. Jan, can you hear Richard?
I can hear Richard.
Yeah, how you doing, John?
Good. I'm glad.
Before I could
you
see
could join us.
the phone, and I could see a couple of you, and I couldn't get that anymore. I
Yeah.
don't know why. It just kind of pooped out, and I don't know what.
Bluegrass has gotten more complicated these days, I guess.
Yeah.
It's too complicated, you know.
Yeah.
Well, I think what we're going to do here, Richard, since we've not played music for a minute, we're going to start the music back up. We've got Jim and Jesse coming up here in just a second.
Oh, that's great, yeah.
A group called the Stone Mountain Boys play just a few songs, like one or two songs, and then Jim and Jesse comes on. Then we'll break for a minute, and then Bill Monroe comes on.
And let me just briefly introduce Richard S. Brown. You know, we know him as Richie, but he's a wonderful mandolin player and performer and a teacher. He's taught at Mike Compton's Monroe camp. But he's also an assistant clinical professor at Harvard University School of Dental Medicine. So he wears two rather powerful hats, and it's really good to have you on here, Richie. It's we had I know we tried to jam a little bit at IBMA last year, but all those electric instruments. You remember there were a bunch of electric basses there, and it kind of made it really hard.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I think we lost you for a minute, Richard. Jan was just saying that he enjoyed getting to jam with you a little bit last year at IBMA, but said
that was really a lot of fun. You know, we had parts of a couple of nights. We had some good songs in there. You know, it was it was really pretty good. And a friend of ours who's originally from North Carolina, she was there. She and her son were there. Another friend, and she's primarily a fiddle player, but she plays everything. Her name was Baumgartner. I guess her dad was originally from North Carolina, and he was a really good banjo player. He passed away some years ago. Yeah. But she's a pharmacist, and she raised all of her kids to like bluegrass music. So So they really.
So, Richard, how long have you been playing the mandolin?
I actually started fooling around with it in '65 because someone, and it kind of took me a couple of years to kind of really admit that I was kind of becoming a mandolin player.
Yeah.
And I used to talk to Bill Monroe a lot about playing, and he would give me some suggestions. I mean, at first I met him when I was probably. I must have. I've been who was 19 years old then. And he was at Ralph Rensler's house in New York. I'm originally from New York, and I happened to, be able to go there with someone who brought me in, and Bill Keith was there, and I knew Bill Keith because I jammed with him because we used to go to Washington Square every Sunday and jam. And then there's a few weeks later, and I saw Bill there, and and so we were doing all these introductions, and Bill told Bill or Brad told Bill that I played bluegrass guitar, and Doc Watson was there, and so Bill just gets up and doesn't say anything, and takes the guitar from Doc Watson and gives it to me.
Yeah.
Wow, what a story!
And he said, well, you know that sitting on top of the world, I do that a movie naturally, can you help me out on the chorus on that, I was too scared. But we got through it. We sang a few more songs and stuff like that. Ever since then, I always at least see him once or twice. Or like when I moved up here to Boston in Cambridge, like Bill would come to the Club 47. Oh, we'd come like 3, 4, maybe 5 times a year or so. He'd always be there, and he had some good bands. I mean, that was in the mid '60s, and Lamar Greer was playing banjo, and then he had Richard Green came later on the fiddle, and Peter Rowan was playing. Rowan was playing the guitar and singing, and they were really, they were really gelling as a band. It sounded pretty good. Some of the stuff they played got kind of wild sometimes.
Yeah, Margo was really tolerant with those guys, though. I mean, he kind of he knew, I guess, that there was something that was really special.
Oh yeah, no, they were really great, and I was just starting out, and I used to, and then I started asking Bill questions about playing the mandolin, and he would tell me, he'd give me a few hints and things like this, and then I think a couple of years later, he gave me his mandolin to play a little bit, which was impossible. It was almost impossible to play. The action was so high, but
really that high.
You get used to playing high action, so I put high action on all my. But he actually, he said, well, you need if you got a mandolin like this, do a whole lot for your playing, So, and I bought the mandolin I have now from Harry West. Harry lived in New York at the time, and so I just called him up and went down and asked if he had any F5s that he was thinking about selling, and he had that one, and I went down and I liked it, so I bought it.
You're talking there, Richard, about Bill Monroe and his high action on his mandolin. I heard one time he told somebody, you got to get it up there where it's comfortable.
He's a fat man,
I can imagine. that poor mandolin didn't have a lot of TLC for a while, because I don't think Bill trusted anybody. Because he told me the whole story, I think about, I think it must have been in '66. I asked him how come the finish was so bad on his mandolin. He told me the whole story about Gibson taking he just wanted it refretted and wanted some tuners on it. And they came back and they had refretted it, but they also refinished it. They put that spray lacquer on there, and he was not happy. It kind of ruined the tone, and he got so ticked off. He took a pocket knife and gouged the Gibson out of it, and then sanded all the sandpaper off. He sanded some sandpaper on it, and then just scraped the rest of the finish off with a pocket knife.
I'm sure you saw this baseball hat that I've seen a few people with the logo Z and the Gibson missing. So it's like one of the most esoteric logos I've ever seen.
Oh yes, I've seen I've seen that.
Yeah.
It's so weird seeing that. I mean, I got used to seeing that mandolin so much, and after Gibson had fixed it up, and then after I actually played that. I played it after it had been all busted up, but I mean, after Gibson fixed it, they put the action, they set it up and put the action at a reasonable place, and it just sounded really good. And then, and actually in 1985, he came here, and our band opened for him at this place in town, and he was it was like maybe 2 days after his mandolins got broken up. He was pretty broken up about that kind of. I actually have a recording of him talking about that. Someone came in and broke his mandolin.
Oh wow!
And he was not, he was not happy. And Charlie Darrington gave him his F5, his floor to play, and that's what he played that night.
Yeah.
And there's probably a few pictures of me standing there, and I think, and Evan Riley was there, and but we had opened up for him, and then again in 1988, Tom Ewing was playing with Bill, and that was a good band too.
Yeah.
And he had Tom Ewing and oh God, come on, Blake Williams, and Tater Tate was playing bass, but sometimes he played fiddle. But I think he had oh God, I'll think of his name. But he was playing fiddle that night, and it was out on Cape Cod, and I said, well, why don't you come over to our house for dinner, and for breakfast the next day? And he said, no, I got to go to Owensboro, Kentucky for a festival. Like they're flying in a Learjet to take us out to Kentucky. I said, well, and that was Owensboro, Kentucky. That's what the festival was, and that's the first time I'd ever heard of Owensboro. So it's pretty amazing, an amazing coincidence. But I have some tapes of Bill and I playing together. In fact, I have one cut of that one. I can send it to you sometime.
It would be great.
Yeah, he was very generous with his time.
Yeah. You were talking about Club 47 or
oh yeah,
that's a legendary place, and I have some live shows from there. What kind of place was it?
It was probably there. It was pretty.
Yeah.
I mean, he'd play like before, like he'd come in and maybe play from Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
Wow.
Yeah. It was really great. And the 47, probably get like 125 people in there, maybe stick a few more in there. It was a really good show. You could just, some of the guys would kind of go wild on him and try to, Richard Green would play something on the fiddle, and Bill would turn around and play his next break, and he'd kind of go like, well, he'd look at him like, hey, top that.
Yeah.
It was, there's some good music there.
Oh, absolutely.
Very, very, very memorable times.
The sort of the mix, Monroe and Peter Rowan and Richard Green. That those people, I don't know, they gel in a special way, and the music becomes a little.
I mean, if you have those tapes, I could probably, if they were in there, I could probably almost tell you, what year they were. There was, I think, he came up and played in 85, and then he came back in 86.
Was that 85? Was Baker on with 85, or had he already quit? I know he quit in 85.
Oh, no. I'm not talking about 85. What am I talking about? I'm talking about 60. No, that's 65. No, Baker. The last time I saw Monroe when we opened up for Baker quit. Baker had already quit, and actually in 19 1985, when we opened up for him, Baker had already been gone. And I think Billy Joe Forster was playing with him then. Okay. And then in 88 it was Blaine Sprouse. Blaine Sprouse was the fiddle player.
Okay.
Yeah. He was a fiddle player. And I think he was sort of on his game then,
Yeah.
But I don't know if he was just kind of a sort of a quick fill-in, because a lot of the Monroe bands I heard in that period, basically Tater Tate was playing fiddle. Although he claimed he didn't like playing, sort of the updated Monroe, the sort of updated Monroe sound, because he did kind of start changing the things he played. He kind of talked about that. He used to talk about that. I know it. Oh, it must have been around. Let's see. Yeah, because when he came, that's right. When Monroe came in '87, Byron Berline was playing with him.
Mm-hmm.
And in '86, at the end of, I think it must have been the end of '86. Rowan left and Green left.
66, I guess.
And Roland White. Yeah, it's 66. Sorry, I keep getting old. But no, Roland took over on guitar and stayed with him until. I think he stayed with him until the end of the year, and I think he was going to leave. And I guess he came back and went on one trip with him, and then Lester Flatt called him up and said, he said something's going to happen, but he said I can't tell you, And he called him up, and there's big news, Flatt and Scruggs broke up, and then he started. So he hired Roland as a mandolin player.
Yeah.
And history goes on,
So I think we got some is it Jim and Jesse coming up next?
We're queued up to play the Stone Mountain Boys that are actually going to do about 2 songs, and then Jim and Jesse do about 5 songs.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's great. I've always liked them, always liked Jesse, he's just a really talented guy, and he's great. Still sings well. Still sings. Probably the last time I played with him, it must have been maybe 5 years ago. It was up in Owensboro at the museum. I used to be a trustee, and they'd have a trustees night, so a bunch, they would have a show, and I was one of the trustees, and they kind of go like, oh, here's one that plays, and you go up and play with Jesse, and do some. So and Mike Compton and I and Jesse played some mandolin things. It was fun.
That's great.
I love their music.
Yeah, they had really good harmony too. I always loved their singing.
Oh yeah. I remember when I first started playing bluegrass music, I heard that. I went over a friend's house and he had that. Oh God, was it the Bluegrass Special one that had Sweet Little Miss Blue Eyes and all of that? I think it was. Oh boy, was that? I'm trying to think of the label that was on. That was really a great recording.
Yeah.
And that was one of their classic bands. Basically, Jim Buchanan on the fiddle,
Mm.
and
Alan.
Alan Shellen
Yeah.
on the banjo, and Don McMahon also played in that band.
Yeah.
You know, and of course Jim and Jesse, and yeah, that just kind of blew me away. I was kind of, how does anybody play the mandolin like that? It was pretty amazing. And the band was so great. You know, just great material and great harmony, great. It was just great, just a great sound, and really well produced record too. You know, really
So,
great.
the Stone Mountain Boys were out of Missouri, and they're Mitchell Land and Eddie Shelton and Tootie Williams, and Byron Berlin played with them on and off. And
oh yeah, these are the guys from Texas. Yeah, I remember. That's right. Yeah, they were a good band in their own right too.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, we'll hear a few songs from them. I was going to tell you, Richard, if you want to turn on your computer mic now, you might be able to hear it a little better than over the phone, and you don't have to worry about it.
You mean on my? Oh.
Yeah, you won't have to worry about an echo because we won't be broadcasting the phone over the computer. So let me switch it over and.
Texas, the Stone Mountain Boys. I'm sure they've got some fine numbers for you.
Good morning to all of you. It's a little early, but we'll try it anyway.
There's a place dear to me where I'm always with my friends at the old country church. There with mother we went and our Sundays we spent with our friends at the old country church. Precious years of memory, oh what joy they bring to me. How I long once more to be with my friends at the old country church. As a small country boy, how my heart is with joy as we knelt in the old country church. And we played the motherly song, they have sold in the old country church. Precious years of memory, oh what joy they bring me. How I long for to be with my friends at the old how I wish that today all the people would pray as they did in the old country church. Precious years of memory, oh what joy they bring to me. How I long once more to be with my friends at the old country church.
This one entitled "The Church Back Home."
What memories come back to me as upon the old years passed away. If I could only be in that old chair and once more hear the parson say, we travel on together through dark and sunny days, and may we always be together, just my Lord and I along the way. I can see the sun is now and the parson's voice is raised in solemn quiet little pictures upon their different ways. We traveled on together through dark and sunny days, and may we always be together, just my Lord and I along the way. We traveled on together through dark and sunny days, and may we always be together, just my Lord and I along the way. Thank you.
You boys sure do a good job. Right now, we're going to bring out Jim and Jesse and the Virginia boys. Let's give a warm welcome, please.
Thank you very much. I'd like to say good morning to you folks. We hope you enjoy a few songs we have here. We're glad to be here with you this morning. Here's one called The Old Can't Beat Days. Long ago when but a boy at old Can't Beat time, found my heart would beat with joy to hear the old bells chime, calling all the saints of God into the house of prayer. Oh, set free and singing, shouting for the Lord to cry. I like the old times, preaching, praying, singing, shouting. I like the old times, reading of God's word. I like to hear those old time melodies slowly. I like the old times, worship from the Lord. Preaching in them good old days until the holy flame, preaching for the soul of man and not the world's fame. Under such old-fashioned preaching, sinners left to pray, and the Lord to save them in that good old-fashioned way. I like the old times, preaching, praying, singing, shouting. I like the old times, reading of God's word. I like to hear the old times, hallelujah, glory. I like the old times, worship from the In these latter days, they say there is no use to pray. All we do is think religion is a better way. But I'm glad to tell your brother Jesus saved some sin. He saved my soul the old time way, and now he dwells within. I like the old time preaching, praying, singing, shouting. I like the old time reading of God's word. I like the good old time, hallelujah, glory. I like the old time worship of the Lord. Thank you. Thank you very much. We have a song here that's sort of a new number we recorded in our second gospel album that we came out with a few years ago. And we hope you might enjoy it here. One called God Moved In. My heart was so heavy, my soul was dark within. But now I feel so happy that God moved in. My life was like a twisted road that didn't have an end. Then God came by and changed my life. God moved in. God moved in. My heart was so heavy, my soul was dark within. But now I feel so happy that God moved in. God moved in. My life was like a restless tide. I had no peace within. Now I have peace with God inside. God moved in. God moved in. My heart was so heavy, my soul was dark within. But now I feel so happy that God moved in. God moved in. Thank you very much. We'd like to do another song here that has some requests to do. This, I think, the first time we heard this song, our good friend Carl Story used to sing a lot over around Knoxville, Tennessee, where we used to all work together. And we haven't tried it with the boys that we have with us, so we're going to all get together and see if we can do this. We have it in a gospel album called The Old Country Church. This one called It's a Lonesome Road. Brother, at the long life's way you go, if your burdens bend your load, and your weary steps are growing slow beneath your load. Better get your knees on dusty ground, and your soul for heaven bound, as you travel down the lonesome, long, lonesome road. It's a lonesome road, where the spirit and travel on. And the blessings of my head, you got it on the long, lonesome road. When your dearest friends have turned you down, and the whole world seems to frown, when old Satan tries to steal your crown with his gold, trust in Jesus and I'm sure you'll find him a leader true and kind. You got you down this lonesome, long, lonesome road. It's a lonesome road, where the spirit will and travel on. No way to get no at the best, right here, we got you on the lonesome, long, lonesome road. Better get your knees on dusty ground, and your soul for heaven bound. Then they go a light will shout around your boat. With your spirit feet from sending down, hallelujah you will shout. As you travel down the lonesome, long, lonesome road. It's a lonesome road. As you travel along, as the best of Thank you very much. We'd like to do another song. It's from G, Jim. This is a song that we recorded a couple of times. We did it on Capitol Records back a few years ago, and we recorded it on a gospel album we had on Epic Records, and we had to request for it here today. One called Out Where the Banner. Up on a lonely mountain far away, a symbol for the world to see. My Savior took my place and bore my sins that day, to manifest His love for me. How bad the cross until I get to Calvary, my soul in glory there will find. I'll wear the banner that the Lord has made for me, to show the world how back His love is right. His life was given there to set me free from all the sorrows sin will bring. Our Savior guides my feet and cheers my heart. He makes the way for everything. I'll bear the cross until I get to Calvary, my soul in glory there will find. I'll wear the banner that the Lord has made for me, to show the world how back His love is right. Someday He's coming back to claim His own. We'll leave this world of toil and care. We'll enter in that bright eternal day, in peace to dwell forever there. I'll bear the cross until I get to Calvary, my soul in glory there will find. I'll wear the banner that the Lord has made for me, to show the world how that His love will cry. Thank you. I'd like to do one more on the gospel portion. Before we do it, I'd like for you folks who might not have been here yesterday and last night, I'll introduce the boys right quick. On the fiddle, we have Jim Brock over here, and Carl Jackson on the banjo, and Billy Puckett back there on the bass. Of course, this is Jim on the guitar. Let's give these boys a big hand like that. Here's one of my favorite gospel songs, I guess. We've sang this around the country for a long time. We have it in one of our gospel albums. One called The River of Jordan.
the Baptist at when John baptized Jesus in Jordan, the water, the mighty power of God filled the air.
Well, on my way
To the river of Jordan,
going right
in the resting water,
I'm going down.
I'm going down to the river of Jordan. Let the blue waters cleanse my soul. When came and the drinker, the Freddy laughed at me, and he said, Father, man, I got to pray. But he was the second name, and go dip yourself in Jordan, and let the blue waters wash you up the way.
So they went right down
To the river of Jordan,
and he went and rocked
in
it.
the rushing water, he dipped himself in the river of Jordan, and the blue waters made him whole. The river of Jordan is many miles away, the mighty river I may never see. I find myself an altar in a no-fancy church, and my river to Jordan that will be.
Well, I'm on my way
To the river of Jordan,
on the way right here.
in the rushing water,
I'm going down.
I'm going down to the river of Jordan, and let the blue waters cleanse my soul.
Okay, I don't know if Jan is with us right now. Are you with us, Jan?
I don't think he is.
Yeah, I think he stepped out for a minute. I was just going to pause there right after.
I'm actually right here, Seth.
Okay, great. I was just pausing after Jim and Jesse's set, and before we went on to Bill Monroe, just to get some thoughts of Jim and Jesse.
Hey, Richard is a mandolin player. Have you studied that style of playing?
Did you? Can you?
Have you studied Jesse McReynolds' very unique way of playing the mandolin?
Have I ever tried doing that?
Yeah.
No, I heard it. It's really funny. Everyone started to play it, without knowing how Jesse ever set up his mandolin. And it's interesting. He said, he set up his mandolin almost. The action is so low, he almost buzz. It would buzz if you tried to play it, like a regular picking style. And he actually uses a fake nail, I think, on one of his fingers, and that's how he gets those. He does like those nails, that people do in nail shops, and he puts one on his an acrylic nail, and that's how he gets that split string sound. It's really cool.
Oh, sure, yeah.
There's one tune that he wrote. They wrote called the grave. Oh God, the grave in the valley, and I think that Don McMahon sang the. I think he sang the lead on that, and Jesse told me he actually sang the bass on that.
Oh wow!
Yeah, he had quite a range, and he also told me that. He also told me that when he recorded Dixie Hoedown, he said that the sound post fell down in his fiddle, and he just stuck a nail in there for a sound post.
Oh my Lord! Awesome.
Oh God!
Desperate times call for desperate measures.
Yeah, that definitely. That is amazing. But he's quite a guy. And he still is, God.
Yeah, it's amazing. He's still going, and he's playing and sounding great. Last time I heard him on the Opry, he really did a fantastic job. Just blew me away.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. No, he's still going. Yeah, he's still going. One of those. It's amazing. That was such a great. That was such a great sound. Those guys and together, but it was amazing. He just kept going.
Yeah. What's the lineup here? Monroe's band. What's the lineup for the
Yeah, so that's who's coming on next. Of course, we've got Jack Hicks on the banjo, Joe Stewart on the guitar, and Kenny Baker on the fiddle.
It's okay. It's gonna
Yeah,
be
one of my favorite lineups. I really liked all those guys playing.
yeah. Yes, sir.
Well, without further ado, why don't we listen to a little bit?
Yes, sir. Let's do it.
We'll have a tape change about 2 songs in, so just bear with us when we get to that part.
Okay.
Well, those boys did an awful good job. Oh. Right now, it gives me a great deal of pleasure. I never thought when I was a little boy, I'm not going to tell you how many years ago because I'm kind of a young guy, that I would ever have the honor to do what I'm about to do right now, is to introduce the man to you that's responsible for this bluegrass music, a man that I've listened to for years and loved his music, and I know you have too, or you wouldn't be here. Ladies and gentlemen, would you join with me in welcoming Mr. Bill Monroe and the Bluegrass Boys, the king of bluegrass music.
All right, the Bluegrass Boys are ready, and we'll start with the number entitled I Saw the Light. I saw the light, I saw the light, no more tonight. Now I'm so happy, tomorrow is mine. Praise the Lord, I saw the light. I wandered so aimless, I filled with sin. I wouldn't let my dear Savior in, but Jesus came like a stranger in the night. Praise the Lord, I saw the light. I saw the light, I saw the light. No more darkness, no more night. Now I'm so happy, sorrow inside. Praise the Lord, I saw the light. I was a fool to heaven astray, straight is the way and narrow the gate. But like the blind man, God gave back his sight. Praise the Lord, I saw the light. I saw the light, I saw the light. No more darkness, no more night. Now I'm so happy, sorrow is bright. Praise the Lord, I saw the light. I saw the light, I saw the light. No more darkness, no more night. Now I'm so happy, sorrow is mine. Praise the Lord, I saw the light. Now I would like to do a solo number for you here this morning. Before we start with that, I'll call the names off. The man with the guitar is Joe Stewart, and the boy with the 5 strings, Jack Hicks from Kentucky. And of course, on the right-hand side, Kenny Baker. And let's give him a hand here this morning, if you don't mind. And the bass man here is James Monroe's bass man, so we're glad to have him. The number's entitled The Wayfaring Stranger. I am a poor wayfaring stranger, traveling through the below. There is no toil, no sick nor danger in that fair land to which I go. going over Jordan. I'm just going over home. I know dark clouds will hover over. I know my pathways are rough and steep, but golden fields lie up before me, where weary eyes no more will. I'm going home to see my father. I'm going home no more too long. I am just going over Jordan. I'm just going over. I'll soon be free from every pride. This form shall reign beneath the sun. I'll take the cross on my head. I'm going home to see my Savior. I'm going home no more too long. I am just going over Jordan. I'm just going over home. Now I would like to take just a little time right here. If Jess McReynolds is back there, I would like for him to come up this way, please. You know, we have a lot of festivals all over the country, and I have a festival in the state of Indiana, a little town by the name of Bean Blossom. And up there on Sunday morning, we have church services like we were doing here. We sing hymns. And we always take up collection for the preacher, you know, wherever he's from. A lot of times they're from 600-700 miles. We had one preacher from South Louisiana come up and preach for us, Brother Birdwell, and one from Kentucky, a cousin of mine. We had one from Tennessee, and we've had them from a lot of different places. And Brother Williams here is a Baptist preacher. Now, we don't take it up, you know, the collection. Well, he might be a well-off man. I don't know him very well. He's Tootie Williams' father. But we always do this to help out all we can. If he don't use this money, he can give it to his church or whatever he wants to do with it. But we always take up collections. And we always start with Kenny Baker and Joe Steer. They play a mighty pretty number entitled Pace Me Not. They're going to do that for you this morning, but just a minute, boys, before we do that. I would like for Jesse McReynolds to come around and ask the blessing on this altar. I'd like to ask everybody to stand, if you would, please.
Okay, so that's the end of that tape there. I'm going to do a quick tape change. I think Jan is out right now. So, are you with us, Richard?
Oh yeah, I'm here.
I'm here right now too.
Oh, you're with us, Jan.
I did get a glimpse of your tape recorder. Is that a TAC? Or?
Yeah, it's a TAC. I got it from a guy local here in Asheville. When I got all these tapes, I needed something to play them on, so
that's
went to my stereo guy, and he had this one. So it's been a good player. It really does what I need it to do.
Oh yeah, those are good. I'm gonna have to get another reel to reel. We've got a few things sitting around on tapes that we have, and actually they're kind of easy to practice with, you know.
Yeah, this one I like I said, had to get out of necessity. I got all these reels. There's close to 200 of them, so I had to play them somehow.
Oh yeah, and you probably got some of Clyde's too, I bet.
I don't. I think Jan's got all of those.
I got some of Clyde's.
Yeah, we'll have to listen to those sometime, Jan.
Oh yeah. They're going to UNC eventually, or to the Folk Life Center.
That's great. So, did you know Clyde, Richard?
Oh yeah, I met Clyde in probably like 1967. Yeah.
Wonderful guy. I got to know him a little bit.
Yeah, he was. He was real interesting guy, but just amazing guy. We played. There was one summer. I think it was in the summer of '68. We played together a lot, and and at the end of the summer, he decided that he wanted to give up 5-string banjo, and he went out and bought a Ramirez guitar, and he stopped playing banjo for a long time. I said, Clyde, you can't do this.
That's funny. He was really studious when it came to banjos and how they work. The parts all work together. He could talk. He could talk about tone rings for 2 or 3 hours at a time.
Oh, I know. He was, but it's really interesting to know. I mean, that's the great thing about Bluegrass, just there's so much stuff to know about. When I've growing up in New York, I mean, it was lucky that Harry West lived there, Then during the time, I started playing, Harry used to have Harry had all the instruments and he knew about them, and it was just, it was like a great thing just to sit there and listen to Harry just talk about instruments all the time. It was really great. He would just, and I don't know if you knew Harry, he would just kind of say, well, this one is a very desirable instrument, He said, I think that these he would just talk so slowly about them, and kind of just say, oh my God, these are so great. And he would go out, and he lived, I think he had a 2 or 3 bedroom apartment near Yankee Stadium, and he'd go down and just, and Harry would just, he'd go under the kitchen table and pull out, some, pre-war original banjo,
Wow.
Original 5-string, so he had a couple, and and Jeannie had a D45. God, that was, I saw that, I almost fainted, it's a legendary instrument, But,
yeah, you don't see one every day.
No, you didn't. And and he had a lot of F5s, a lot of mandolins laying around. It was just it was an education, and just to hear people talk about their instruments, like somebody will say, oh, do you know that guy? And they keep saying, oh yeah, you know that guy. And he said, he wears a baseball cap. Oh, I know. Then and he has, he has a 5-string with a you know, and it's got it's a new neck, and it's you know, it's a flying eagle neck, and you don't know the people, but you know they're.
Yeah, I've been around folks like that. I tell you what, speaking of F5s, boy, Bill's mandolin really sounded good on those two cuts we heard there.
Oh yeah, they sure did. They sure did. Bill, you know, he could get some tone out of an instrument, you know.
Yeah, he did some interesting stuff there on Wayfaring Stranger when he took his break. I liked some of those downstrokes he played on that. That was really cool.
Yeah, he would go ching ching. Yeah, that was beautiful. He did that in the mid '60s. You know, when Peter Rowan was with him, they do it as a duet, and it just really sounded great. You know, he would do that. You know, he'd do a tenor. You know, in a lot of parts he'd have to go in the falsetto. It just sounded so unearthly. You know, it was just, you know, you just you know, and you're sitting right there. You know, we're in a place. You know, the Club 47. Everything was just really close. You know, and it was yeah. You don't usually forget those.
Yeah. Well, let's. I've got the tape ready to go. Let's listen to the rest of this, and then we'll go from there.
Okay, great.
I thank you a lot, and this is Mitchell Land here, and this is Calvin Robin. So you fellows can take care of this and see that Brother Williams gets what was taken in. Thank you a lot, friends. We'd like to move right along here now, and we have another number that the Bluegrass Boys are going to sing. Then there's going to be a good many of the other people that sing come up on the stage. We're going to do about two pretty hymns together for you here this morning. we'd like to do a number that I wrote many years ago, going back to the Grand Ole Opry from the state of Texas, entitled "The Old Crossroad Is Waiting." Oh, my brother, take this warning. Don't let Satan hold your hand. You lost in sin forever. You never reach the promised land. You have to now but are you gonna take? Only stand One road leads up to heaven, the other goes down below. Jesus, our Savior, will protect you. He'll guide you by the old crossroad. The old crossroad. Which road are you gonna take? One down soon your life will be over. You'll have to face the old crossroad. Will you be ready, my brother, to shine when one goes down below? The old crossroad is waiting. Which one are you gonna take? Only down to back to the prairie hay. All right, I hope you enjoyed that number. That's a number that I like, and I hope you liked it. Now, there's some of the more of the entertainers going to come on the stage here and join in with us. And we'd like to do a number entitled Just a Little Talk with Jesus. I believe that Red Smiley can take care of the bass of this number. And let's see, Carl Story's coming in, James Monroe. Who's going to be our lead singer on this? You know this song? All right, Bill Howell will lead. Carl, can you handle the baritone on this? You're going to sing bass. John's going to handle the baritone. We'll have two bass singers. Just a little talk with you. I once was lost in sin, but Jesus took me in. And His little light from heaven filled my soul. He raised my heart in love and wrote my name above. And just a little talk with Jesus made me grow. Now let us have a little talk with Jesus. Let us tell Him all that I can. He will give me His mind, and He made blood and blood. So His heart is free. Find me a talk with Jesus. Let us I may have just been dead, my eyes are still with tears, but Jesus is a ring to watch it stay alive. I go to Him in prayer, He knows my every step, and just a little talk with Jesus makes me strong. And a little talk with Jesus, and He will hear my prayer, He will hear me cry, and He makes my prayer feel His love, and know that my prayer. I'm a little talk with Jesus makes me cry. Let us tell Him all that I tell. He will hear me cry, and He lights my fire. Children have His name, so His heart is clear. I'm a little talk with Jesus makes it right. Now, I'm not going to sing, but I want to express to you from the very depths of my heart my gratitude for the wonderful offering that Bill took for me. Now, I didn't know that was going to be done. It came as a pleasant surprise, and if I wasn't already a Bluegrass fan, boy, you made one out of me then, I'll tell you for sure. But I'm a spendthrift, and it'll be gone before you are. All except what my wife got. She got most of it, and she knows how to take care of it. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Thank you, Brother William. We're going to get Don, okay. You fellas handle the bass. What are you saying? All right, we've got to get lined up on this here. We have to pick what man can do what. You want to work over on this side, John? Let him have it. Jess McReynolds would join in and sing baritone. We still have the two same bass singers with the new lead singer, Don Reno. And the number's entitled A Beautiful Line.
I'm going down my weary road. I'm trying to get somehow and slow. I'll try to dance tonight today. Make flowers bloom along the way. I see it's taking roll. It's taking roll. Beneath the sea, that I've done, and I will be your faithful son. To be a child of God each day, my light will shine along the way. I'll sing His praise while angels go, and fly to heaven some heaven's throne. I I see the sun, I see the sun, it's sinking low, it's sinking low, a few more days, I was told to leave and I have come, when everything is said and done. I see the sun, it's making low, a few more days, and I was going to leave, and I have come, when there will be no day,
All right, now this time we're going to bring in James Monroe to lead the song. And we've sung it many times on the Grand Ole Opry. Somebody touch me. Now let's see, we still need the same two bass singers. Okay. You got it. You got it. We need to sing that thing. That's really part. Glory, glory, somebody touch me. Glory, glory, somebody touch me. Glory, glory, somebody touch me. I stand my hand up. While I was singing, somebody touch me. While I was singing, somebody touch me. While I was singing, somebody touch me. I stand my hand up. Glory, glory, somebody touch me. Glory, glory, somebody touch me. Glory, glory, somebody touch me. I stand the hand of the Lord. While I was praying, somebody touched me. While I was praying, somebody touched me. While I was praying, somebody touched me. Up in the hand of the Lord. Glory, glory, somebody touched me. Glory, glory, somebody touched me. Glory, glory, somebody touched me. Up in the hand of the Lord. While I was shouting, somebody touched me. While I was shouting, somebody touched me. While I was shouting, somebody touched me. Up in the hand of the Lord. Glory, 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 somebody touched me. Glory, glory, somebody touched me. Glory, glory, somebody touched me. It must have been the hand of our Lord. Friends, I hope that you've enjoyed this part of the Bluegrass Festival here. This is the wonderful part of Bluegrass music and the Bluegrass Festivals, I think. The hymn singing that we try to do for you folks on Sunday morning. And it's, like I've said many times, it's a part that I've carried on the Grand Ole Opry ever since I first started, to have a Bluegrass quartet or feature hymns, to let the people know that I didn't know right from wrong, and the Bluegrass boys knew right from wrong. So we've always featured one or two numbers on any of our programs. And I do hope that you've enjoyed this year this morning. We've done our best to please you. And we're going to be back, I believe, around 1 or 1:30 to go ahead with the festival this evening. Thank you a lot. I hope you've enjoyed it.
That was Bill Monroe and the Bluegrass Boys.
That was a great set.
Yeah, I thought so too. It was really interesting. He brought up some of those guests like Red Smiley and sing bass. That was really interesting.
No, it was all those combinations. You don't get to hear those except at, you know, festivals like that when everybody, it's always a big surprise to hear people all get together and sing, you know.
For sure, yeah.
Hey, you know, it's really amazing.
Yeah, you never really know what's going to come next out of some of that stuff, and that's one reason why I like it. It's the element of surprise in that.
Oh yeah, definitely, definitely. That's amazing.
Well, I think Jan's had to step away, and we're going to just go ahead and sign off here in a minute. Richard, we appreciate you sitting in with us. And
you know, I hope if I can get this. It seems like I while we were talking, or while some of the music was going on, I downloaded some other. I downloaded. Let's see, what's that? Fox. It's not Foxfire. It's whatever it is. It's,
a browser.
It's another browser, and it's not working. I guess somewhere there's a firewall that's keeping that from actually working. So, but you know, as soon as I get these things working properly, you know, it'd be fun to get on here and see everybody, and not for only a little while, you know. But the sound that comes through, even on my phone, is very good. So.
Well, good.
And
yeah.
I'm even talking about on my iPhone. It comes through very nicely.
Good.
But what happened on the iPhone? It just stopped. It stopped. You know, it actually stopped. I could actually see you guys on there, and then all of a sudden it just kind of pooped out. I could hear the sound and everything, and then Jan could hear me for just a little bit, and then that kind of cut out. So
we'll try to get that fixed, and hopefully one of the next times you can join in with us. We really have a lot of fun listening to this old music.
Oh yeah, no, that's great. Doesn't sound that old to me. I can remember that. I was thinking about that because I was thinking about Red Smiley, and you know, when he was still around, and you know, Don was quite a musician, you know, and quite a guitar player too. You know, he was really a great guitar player. You know, and a lot of people. Well, he also played the fiddle too. He played the fiddle and the mandolin.
Wow.
Yeah, he played. Yeah, Don played everything. There were a couple of records. You probably know that. I mean, that he recorded that. What the heck did he record? He recorded Home Sweet Home all by himself in the studio.
Yeah. I remember that now that you mentioned that.
Yeah, he was quite a guy. Yeah, just knowing all these people and you know, and the music. You know, hey, what else would you want to play besides play bluegrass?
Yeah, it's the best in my opinion. But that's my opinion.
Me too. Me too. That's the best for me. But hey, it's great to talk to you, and I like to, you know, yeah. If we get to go down, I don't think I'm going to go down. Well, I don't even know if IBMA is going to happen this year. But, but you know, hopefully in the future, you know, we'll get to go down there. You know, it was fun meeting Jan last year. You know, after seeing him on Facebook all these years, and you know, like I said, we did get a few good tunes and stuff like that. It was fun.
That's great. Yeah, we'll try to all get together. But like I said, appreciate you joining us, and we'll try to do it again. And appreciate everybody listening tonight to some of the old tunes by Bill Monroe, Jim and Jesse.
I hope everybody out there appreciates all this old stuff. I love this stuff, and we keep it alive. Keep it going.
That's the plan. Well, Richard, like I said, we appreciate it, and hope you have a good rest of your night. And I'm sure we'll talk to you soon. Okay.
Hey, thank you very much, and thank you very much for trying to get me back on. It was it was really fun.
All right.
We'll do it again, though.
We'll do it again. Sounds good. And hope
keep those tapes nice and clean and ready to go. That's great.
That's the plan. We will do that. Well, thanks again, Richard.
Hey, thank you, Seth.
See you later.
Bye-bye.
And we thank you, everybody, for listening. And hope everybody has a good night. And we'll see y'all next week on Thursday, 8 p.m.